Hey guys, how's everybody doing out there? I've had a lot of questions in the last few days about how you set up a paper in MLA format. And since your first paper is going to be due in a few weeks, I thought we might go over that. What you will do is, first of all, of course, you're going to open a Word document. And I'm going to do that for you now so you can see what that looks like. And the very first thing that you're going to want to do is set up the header. And the header is important because it labels your work with not only your last name, but the page number. And it changes with every page if you do it correctly. What you'll do is at the very top of your paper, if you will double click, you'll notice that it opens up a header bar. And before you do anything else, before you write your name or anything, you want to go ahead and include the page number. If you click on the page number, it's going to give you some options. You just want a plain, I always use this, the very first one here, because it works out fine. Now, you'll notice that the cursor is on the left side of that page number, and that's important. You want to type your name and then a space. It's not in the right place yet, and it's also not in the right font. Remember that our papers are done in Times New Roman 12 point. So what you'll want to do is highlight that, go to the Home tab. You'll want to change the font by using the little font bar, pull it down to Times New Roman, and then the size to 12. Now it's in the right font, but it's still in the wrong place. To put it on the right side, which is where it belongs, you click your cursor at the beginning, then go to the paragraph box and click on the Right Align tab. And that's going to put your header exactly where it is. And the cool thing about this is you don't have to worry about it anymore. It will be on every page of your paper. It will be in the right place. And it will change the page number for you when you come to that next page. To get out of the header, you just double click on the paper. And the next thing you're going to do is set your label up. The label is where you put your name and the date and all that stuff. We're going to do that next. You'll notice that, again, we're going to have to set the font because we've gone to a different area of the paper. And we want that to be Times New Roman 12 as well. And then what we're going to do is just, you're going to put your name here. And then you'll notice that it automatically defaults to the correct spacing. You don't have to worry about spacing your label as long as you're using Word 2007 or above. If you're using below, you may have to space it so that it's correct. And the second item on the label list is going to be my name. The third is the class. And I always ask that you put your school out beside that because I file by your school name. Finally, you're going to use the date, and the date is kind of tricky because it's written in the European format. We don't write it that way in the United States, but MLA calls for it to be written in the European format. That would be day, month, year, and there is no punctuation. So a date would be written like this. Now, you can abbreviate the month, and if you wish to do that, that's fine, but there you will use a period if you do that. On the very next double-spaced line, you'll hit an Enter key and then go to the center, and this is where your title goes. And every paper has a title, but the title should reflect the subject of your paper, something like and not, you know, it should not be something like this. Notice one of these says something about what you're writing. The other is just an assignment. You don't want that. The other thing you don't do is you don't put it in quotation marks and italics, underline it, make it bold, make it big, put a lot of punctuation in there. It should just be the title. You don't even need, you know, a period there. If for some reason you use the title of another work in your title, then you would use the appropriate punctuation for that kind of work, whether it's a short story or a poem or a play or a novel, but you don't do that. On the very next double-spaced line, you go back to your left margin, you use the tab. The standard tab is the correct spacing for the indentation of the first and every paragraph at 1/2 inch. and you begin the paper here. MLA doesn't use a lot of extra spaces between things. There's never extra space between paragraphs, or at the end of a page, you don't use extra spaces between sentences. It's pretty economical in saving as much space as possible. So that kind of does it, guys. This is how you set up an MLA paper. As always, if there are any questions about anything, all you have to do is feel free to let me know at any time, and I will get back to you just as quickly as I can. Everybody have a good day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.